Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saturday night. And we're going to be talking a little bit about music here and there. With some of the things going on in the world, I thought it might be a good idea to talk about protest songs. And welcome, Tina, Val, Sharon. I hope you guys have had a great week. And it's going to be kind of an open topic. I don't like giving monologues. I like dialogue, speaking with people, and let the conversation go wherever. That said, I was going to lead off with U2 back when I really liked U2. And their album, this was when they hadn't got the big head, in my opinion, and they had really good raw music. The Sunday Bloody Sunday, that song on this album, which is the first song on side one, was about North Ireland and what was going on there. And it gives a great descriptive of the streets. And it was, let me get to that real quick. Broken bottles under children's feet, bodies strewn across the dead end street. But I won't heed the battle call. I puts my back up against the wall. So I wanted to make sure I got it right for you guys, so I looked up the lyrics. Roger Blair, Northwoods. I was just listening to a podcast about disclosure. So Northwoods having you here in the X-Files, right on cue. What can I say? They had another song, which was Seconds, Seconds. And some of the lyrics from that is, takes a second to say goodbye, takes a second to say goodbye, and repeats it a couple of times, and then it goes, where you going now? And it was a protest song about the proliferation of the atomic bombs and such. And then going back a little further, and this is just to get the conversation going. I know none of you are probably old enough to remember this, but in the 60s, there was this group called Buffalo Springfield, and they had a song that, For What It's Worth, was the name of the song. And it was a protest song about everything that was going on with the protests between the protesters and the government about the Vietnam War back then. There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody, look what's going down. Let me get back to chat now. All right, good. Everybody's doing well. Now, even though it was a protest song, you know that the title is For What It's Worth. Well, the story behind that is Buffalo Springfield needed another song to complete their album. And they, after this song was written and they turned it in, they said, here it is for what it's worth. And supposedly that's how they named the song. Raymond, hey buddy, let me make sure I haven't missed anybody. There you go. Northwoods, I really enjoyed the Muppet Show. I really did. I thought the Muppets were way ahead of their time. Yeah, some really good songs going on in history about that, and they stand the test of time. If you haven't looked up this album before, like I said, I I think this album is worth a listen. Uh, Sunday, Bloody Sunday, Seconds, New Year's Day. Personally, I think New Year's Day might be the best song on the album, and the second best song to me would be Two Hearts Beat as One. Very, very good music. Uh, but I'm a little bit biased, obviously. I know a lot of you guys like some of their newer stuff. Yeah, which was a really good song. And Nightbot is very accurate. I'm very appreciative of you guys being here. Yep. They did a good job of having guests on. Uh, Moggs had a family emergency, and the what I would really like to do, first of all, I'm going to respect their privacy, and whatever details they want to put out, we'll let them do that come Tuesday. But I think it's safe to say that we should all be praying for Moggs and Stevie B. So on the Muppets, the two Grouchy guys were very funny. I liked them too. So keep them in mind, and hopefully everything works out well for them. So that's what I was going to lead things off with, and absolutely, absolutely, Tina. And I asked him if there's anything else I could do. Granted, I'm a long ways off, but he said prayers are the best thing. Yes, Roger. Uh, and again, this is personal opinion, and you know what I say about that. Let me just type this real quick. U2 was absolutely fantastic up to and including the Joshua Tree. And after the Joshua Tree, and again, this is guess, I can't verify it, but I think they might have gotten the big hit, and they took themselves a little too serious. If you listen to the early stuff, it was raw, it was different, and the later stuff just set different with me. So, Joshua Tree and War are my two favorite because of the songs on it. Joshua Tree had With or Without You, Where the Streets Have No Names, Bullet the Blue Sky, or was it Bullet the Red Sky? Bullet the Sky for sure. And just the whole album was good, just like this album is really good. So hopefully you guys might go back and listen to those and get a heading on it. And of course, come back and tell me what you think. Northwoods, that is all too true. In addition to what you're saying, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Fleetwood Mac Rumors was the whole band going through personal relationship, serious problems. And I'm going to make you sing this song, at least for the album. And they ended up singing the song for decades. Lindsey Buckingham wrote Go Your Own Way. And Stevie had to help sing it. Stevie Nicks, that is, had to help sing it for all those decades. And Stevie wrote a couple of songs that, Lindsey had to, sing them. Yeah, the music in With or Without You, the music in that song, the instruments, it was just absolutely amazing. I could listen to the instrumental version or the entire song version probably dozens of times a day, especially back when it first came out, and not get tired of it. And even today, I could probably hear it 2 or 3 times in the same day and not get tired of it, as opposed to some other songs. If I hear them once a month, that's plenty good. Oh, and either on, I don't know if we did it on Music Talk or on Mog's show, but we were talking about meeting people and actors, actresses, people who are prominent in the media, and what they were like versus what they made out to be, et cetera, et cetera. Well, on one of the big TV shows, they had somebody mail them in that exact question, and they aired it Friday. You're right. And last week when I was talking about French Kiss, Bob Welch, who left the band, in December, just before Stevie and Lindsey joined Fleetwood Mac, and they released the self-titled album Fleetwood Mac within less than a year, because it came out, I think, the following summer. But Lindsey helped Bob Welch on Three Hearts album. And of course, Christine McVie was, I've heard her referred to as Fleetwood Mac's secret weapon too many times. But once you get past probably the first album with Stevie and Lindsey, once you get past that album, the work together between Lindsey and Christine McVie, they really, their work just takes off. And from everything I've read and heard, I think Lindsey's ability to tweak a song is way better than his ability to write a song. I mean, he has the ability to write, but his ability to take a song that's already there and tweak it is amazing. So the two of them working together, Christine McVie and Lindsey Buckingham, and Christine had a great voice. I mean, a great voice. Let's see here. Ahead of their times. Oh, okay. And he was a really good guitarist. I mean, he was way above the average bear when it comes to being able to play a guitar. He was able to play with and without a pick. He had a very unique sound. The guitar he had that I remember, he was one of the only people playing that type of guitar. I think for, I don't remember off the top of my head, but when Christina did Songbird, they rented a concert hall, like for stage performances, and a grand piano, and they put her on stage by herself, and the guy who was coordinating everything, just before they started to record, they brought in a vase with a dozen roses and set it down on the piano and let her go. And that is just her and the piano. And it turned out fantastic. Nah, me either. But even rap and hip hop, uh, Snoop Dogg had a song called "Laid Back," and I like it. You know, are there any other rap songs that I like? Aerosmith, "Walk This Way," what they did, I can tolerate that. And the biggest reason I can tolerate that is "Walk This Way," and it gave Aerosmith a second life. They would have been up the creek without that. It introduced them to a whole new set of people, and we benefited the rewards of that collaboration. They they came out with so much great music. Just fantastic music. Yeah, there's some things, but again, I revert back to what I said. Everybody likes something different, and I really believe this is something I talked about not long ago. I really believe that the people who was doing the counting for the records, I think they put their thumbs on the scale and weighted everything towards urban music and away from what was really popular music. Well, Gangster's Paradise isn't bad, but if I go the rest of my life and never hear it again, I'm not going to be upset. Yes, Carole King. Oh my goodness. And she was not sure if she had written songs for so many other people. She had been told by a good number of people that she didn't have a good singing voice. So she was very self confident. And James Taylor talked her into doing her album and proved to everybody who didn't think the world of her singing voice, proved them wrong. I'm pretty sure it was James Taylor. I'm like 90% sure. Oh, I got what you meant, Val. Mm. Now I'm going back to the early 70s and all the songs going through my head from the early 70s. Oh, yes. Weird Al. He's in a league of his own. Let me tell you. Uh, I saw an interview with Weird Al that's not probably less than 2 months old, and it was really funny. Uh, he was being asked, "Why don't you write music like you used to and do takeoffs on popular music?" He said, "Well, everything is so splintered. There's no song that's going to be universal across the entire spectrum of people." So growing up, mostly what I heard was country, even when I didn't want to hear country. And then Saturday morning cartoons. There was this cartoon called The Archies, and the monkeys were big on TV at that time. So the monkeys had really good songs. The Archies had the top hit of 67, I think it was, with Sugar Sugar. And I think when I turned 13, which would have been 1970, that Christmas, I got a little stereo with headphones. And then I could listen to whatever I wanted to. And I discovered, now this was when AM was king, everything was AM radio. I discovered an FM station out of Winston-Salem, and to this day, I do not know how they did it. It was 107.5 out of Winston. They never played commercials. All they played was the community service announcements. They announced the station call sign and they played music. And yeah, Tina, I'll jump to that in just a second. They played Los Bravos, Black is Black. I'd never heard the song before, and they did the instrumental version. And let me tell you, it was like my eyes were open for the first time. What it really was my music interest stepped up again. Uh, but also around that time, Tina, we started going to the beach. The family started taking beach trips. So the local radio stations were playing beach music and sneaking in Motown and such. So then I got into that. I don't know how they did it, Northwoods, but they did. And let me tell you, the amount of time that I listened to AM radio dropped by 50%. I mean, it was something else. What did I miss, Roger, that you think was around 2021? But they just did a really good job, and then they went to a rock station and they started playing commercials. Oh yeah, good old beach music. But 77 was the last year that I enjoyed going to the beach, as that was probably the last of my peak years going to the beach. And I started going to the mountains more. And in 77, the big music was, you couldn't turn on the radio at the beach and not hear Sweet Home Alabama. John P. Oh, thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. If it was 2021, it was too late. I'm serious. If it was 2021, it was too late. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shouldn't be called that. It should be called the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. For we talked about that 3 or 4 weeks ago, of all the groups that were not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And putting in groups that are not rock and roll, they are probably the antithesis of rock and roll. Oh, Northwoods, WKRP, they played real music. Uh, they played Blondie on there, which was before Blondie became popular and on the radio. And when she got a gold record, or when the group got a gold record, WKRP put it up in their fake studio. But the funniest thing to me, two episodes of WKRP that stands out to me more than any others. Turkey Drop, number one. Don't care. Turkey Drop. It's funny. I swear to God, I thought turkeys could fly. And the other one was when Johnny Fever was doing the alcohol test with the department law enforcement. And the more he drank, the faster he got hitting that button. It was hilarious. Yeah, for the people who want to share their channel, feel free. But WKRP was hilarious. So many of those have departed from us. Lonnie is gone. The helmet hair. And I thought it was hilarious that she wouldn't bring anybody coffee. Oh, I can't think of the character's name. She was Welcome Back Cotter's wife in a later episode. And I think she was in a couple of episodes of MASH. Bailey, maybe, was her name. She had really big flowing hair, and most times she wore glasses. I thought she was just drop dead gorgeous. Don't know. I think Ben likes a different style of music than what we talk about most of the time here. That could be part of it. I don't know. Wherever he's at, I hope he's safe, catching a bunch of fish, having a good time. So, one of the things I want to do, and hopefully we've already done it, but make sure we keep on doing it, is I want to be talking about subjects that interest you guys. Like I said, I don't claim to know everything, but I'm more than willing to learn. And if I can help you find something out, I would greatly, have fun doing that. If I can think of some crazy thing going on that may interest y'all, I'll try to present it. I'm going to go back to the example of when I did the album covers. One of the album covers was from the band that opened for Boston. The band never made it huge, but I thought they had really good music. And someone saw that video, gave a listen on YouTube to the band, and then they proceeded to go and buy every album they could find. It might be Roger, I'm not sure. They kind of sort of looked alike. Welcome Back, Kotter was not my favorite show. I couldn't stand that crazy laugh from Horshack, I think was his name. Marsha Strassman. That might be it. Jeez, that was on TV when I was still in my teens. So, but if you guys have any ideas, subjects, bands, type of music, leave them in the comments. Because if you type them in chat, it's way more difficult to go back and document the chat. But it's real easy to read the comments and make notes. So that's the place. Oh, yeah. And that was, that was a great movie. That was the music that was coming out during the time frame that movie was about. Uh, that that's why the soundtrack is so good. The music coming out then was so great. I'm not sure about the Beatles because I have to confess, I was how to put this. I was not a Beatles fan until later on, probably my mid 20s. I became more of a Beatles fan. I didn't dislike them. Uh, I just oh, okay. Well, that explains why I liked her in WKRP so much more than the other shows. It's because it's a different woman that kind of sort of looked like her. I know and we talked about this a few weeks ago too. Three Dog Night, Hard Labor. Uh, that album cover was not accepted, and literally they put a band aid over it so that the album could still go out. It wasn't a real band aid, but you know what I mean. It was an operating room, childbirth, and they just stuck a big kind of at an angle, Yeah, but the actress that played Bailey on Welcome Back on WKRP, I really liked that. Had great hair. I'm a fan of hair since I don't have any. I'm checking my phone because the uh, the text is coming in on the phone probably 6 seconds faster than is coming in on my screen here. Do not know why. I understand. Well, I've got the Beatles number ones, and I would have to say um, I like just about every song on there. There's a lot of music on their number ones, obviously, but Yesterday, I was a fan of Yesterday from day one. Uh, Penny Lane, I was a fan of that from day one. And now, when it comes to Elvis, I'm a huge fan because I liked his movies. I liked his music. I liked his singing, and I liked his movies. Follow That Dream is probably one of my top 10 movies of all time because Follow That Dream has a good story. It's about country folk, and it is just a good story. And Tina, I would kind of think you would like Follow That Dream because there's a lot of fishing in Follow That Dream. More fishing in Follow That Dream than Blue Hawaii. Just saying, you know, just saying. But whenever Elvis movies was often an excuse for Elvis to sing on screen. And there's people in the family that were huge Elvis fans, even more so, that was older than me. They had Elvis records. They had a turntable. And you know, that was a lot of fun. Well, thank goodness for your mom. She did a good job. Now, the some of the stuff that I really liked was the Statler brothers. You know, they kind of in their own little corner, so to speak, but Counting Flowers on the Wall, fantastic. And then they'd turn around and perform Daddy Sing Bass. And so there's certain groups like that. The Oak Ridge Boys, I was crazy about the Oak Ridge Boys. And those groups were more country than pop. Well, I tell you, he might have hated making those movies, but I sure enjoyed them. And you can't tell me you didn't enjoy those movies. I remember when Elvis did that special and he come out just him on stage and he had on that black leather suit and he sang for almost an hour. I was just very happy. Yeah, I don't think there's too many people that were not an Elvis fan back in the 60s and 70s. Um, Elvis is another one of those situations where the music business did not do him right. People around him was taking advantage of him, in my opinion. And in them taking advantage of him, they were not concerned for his health. And they pushed him to make money when they should have been pushing him to get healthy. Again, that's my opinion. The good news is Memphis is currently a much better place to visit. So I think if I ever visited, Elvis's place there, Graceland, I think right now might be a good time to do it. Yes, it was his big comeback. He didn't think people wanted to see him. He didn't think that he thought that everybody was after the Beatles and they didn't care what happened to him. And they said, "Look, do this and you'll see." And yep. Now I got to give Loretta Lynn her dues. I mean, coming from the part of the world that she was from and accomplishing everything she did a really good job. And she could sing extremely well. Loretta Lynn could. And she was very, I mean, once she got out of the Hills, she became very liberal. Because I think she had a song, Now I Got the Pill, or something like that. And Elvis, not switching back over to Elvis here, Elvis never got to tour Europe. People in Europe never got to see Elvis because the Colonel was wanted in Europe. And the Colonel wouldn't let Elvis go anywhere without him. So Europe kind of got left out of seeing Elvis. And who knows how big he would have become had he been allowed to tour Europe. We'll never know. I mean, it's one of those crazy things. It's like Elvis never got to tour Europe, which means I don't think he ever went to Australia. Probably didn't go to Japan, except for when he was in the military. He might have gone there. I'm not sure. He his music made it everywhere, but there's just something about going there yourself. The fans like it when you go there yourself. Boy, I'd like to know that question. And if you did, where's the pictures? I want photos. I've been to the very first KFC in Kentucky, but that's the only tourist place I've ever been in Kentucky. And we just stopped there to eat on our way to Dearborn. Oh, yeah, that would be interested. I would too, Tina. I really would. There's a woman who lives in South Carolina. She owns a house in Mississippi, I think. It's either Louisiana or Mississippi. And she had to move out of the house because it was so haunted. And she can't sell it because of how haunted it is. And it is a malevolent haunting. I've wanted to go to that house, but getting in touch with her is, not the most easy of things to do. What can I say? That's right, Nightbot. I absolutely do. Well, Roger, next time you go by, take a photo. uh, that's been another topic of Northwoods. That's been another topic of conversation recently. The Vatican is doing something with teaching about exorcisms because of the increased activities in the world. Northwoods, let me ask you this. What would be the best song that was a popular song that would describe your ex? Can you tell us that? Would it be ELO's Evil Woman? Would it be Devil Woman? Can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. I take precautions, Tina. I take that stuff serious. But the thing is, you guys heard me talk about that before. I'm the wet blanket. Nothing ever happens around me. So It's I went to Salem, Mass, and went to the Witch Museum up there. I don't know that there's a Bigfoot. I believe in the possibility of a Bigfoot. I want to know what people say about it. So, because I spend a lot of time in the woods by myself, and I want to know about snakes, bears. There you go. Devil in a blue dress. Devil in a blue dress. Yeah, that was the song. And Marty Robbins, oh my goodness, he sang country, but I don't care. That man's voice, he could sing so well out in the West Texas. I can hear it playing in my head right now. I like that song a lot. Tina, Val, let me tell you, at the risk of repeating it, you guys go over to Moggs all the time, so you might have been there when I told it on his channel. But a friend of mine, her husband was from up north, and there was this place they were staying, and it was used as a hospital during the war between the states, and it was haunted. So the people who owned it thought that it was a Southern soldier, because whenever my friend was up there, the activity would peak up because Southern accent. They could tell they were from the South. So now I'm just repeating the story told to me. When she and her husband left, they opened the trunk of the car, and she stood at the stairway inside the house where most of the sightings had taken place, and told him, "We're heading home to the South. You can ride with us back to the South, but you can't ride in the car. You're going to have to ride in the trunk, not in with us. And we're getting ready to go, so you better get in." So they waited a minute, got in the car, drove home to North Carolina. And when they got to North Carolina, opened up the trunk, said, "You're back on Southern ground. You're back home." And the owner of the hotel said they never had a problem again after that. So that's just a story that was related to me. Loretta Lynn's ranch in Tennessee is haunted, but her home place where she grew up in eastern Kentucky wasn't. That you know of. Okay, Roger. We'd still like to see a photo. I think that's neat. I want to go down to the crossroads. My friend Gary Patterson, he went to the crossroads, and may he rest in peace. I just want to go and see it. I don't want to take any dirt. I just want to go and see it, because I think it would be a neat trip, a really neat trip. Oh, geez, I've rambled on for almost an hour. You guys did a great job. Thank you all. Yeah. Yeah, Steve Martin is a great guitar player. And where is he from? Waco, Texas. That's another one of those little useless bits of information I got in my brain. Yeah, Val, it was. Steve Martin is from Waco, Texas, and from the TV show Frasier, the woman that played his producer, Roz Doyle, She was born in Waco, Texas. But back to Steve Martin. He was a great banjo player. I mean, a great banjo player. And Steve Martin brought something to the forethought of my brain that I kind of knew but didn't think. He said, "Have you ever noticed you can never play a sad song on a banjo? If a song has a banjo, it's an uplifting song because a banjo is a happy sound." Well, I'm not ducking out yet. I'm going to put up, I think, an invitation, and I hope maybe 10 or 15 minutes we can just, nobody have to type. We can just chat, and I don't have to worry about the politically correct verbiage. So if you guys want to talk for a couple of minutes, that's great. Val, you take care. And remember, guys, keep Moggs and Stevie B in your prayers. We appreciate them so much. I appreciate all of y'all. We really need to be praying for one another all the time, because everything going on this planet these days, we kind of need it. Yeah, Tina, it got down into the 30s here last night, and it's going to get down into the 30s again. What can we say? So remember, you guys, come back. And if you have any suggestions, requests, or anything, leave them in the comments. That's the best way for me to catch them and not overlook them, because I greatly appreciate your input. I want this to be a conversation, not just a monologue. All right, I think that does that. You guys, you're welcome to use the link that I put in chat there. We'll talk for a couple of minutes backstage, not on camera or anything like that, just backstage. Everybody, I hope you have a restful weekend the rest of your time. And I sincerely hope that nothing but kind words come your way. And we will catch you probably Tuesday night on Moggs, if not sooner. And next Saturday, for sure. Take care.